I'm recording. All right. Team Dangerously Fit team call. April something. 18, 19, 20.
19.
Woo!
It's the 20th, isn't it?
The 20th today. Crazy. We've got a couple of more days in the month and then it's May. So exciting. Like I said, there's tons of people there. I was so nervous to be there. I was freaking out. I sat next to Nayeli and Letty, but that still didn't make things very much better for me. I was still like claustrophobic, but it was really good. I'm glad I went, and I couldn't wait to come back and share. And then I haven't read my notes until today, and I got that same feeling of excitement and wonder that I got there. But he's a really good speaker. He's very funny. I liked it a lot. So
It sounds pretty dry. Like when I listened to his Audible.
is he dry in the adult? Do you listen to the videos? I've never listened to his videos.
Yeah, his voice just seemed to me. Was that Eric Worre? I'm trying to think who it was.
Is it Darren Hardy?
No, I think it was Eric Worre. I can't remember the name of the book, but it was when I first started coaching. I was listening to it.
Was it GoPro?
No, it was another one because I couldn't find GoPro. It was only in Spanish.
Do you need me to send you one?
No, I mean, I'm planning on ordering like at least 10 of them so I can share with my team as well.
Cool thing. I got like, I don't know, I sometimes feel like a sucker, but I got like 25 books. I got like 10 in paperback, 10 in audio, and then like some kind of video GoPro thing there while I was there at the conference. And it was super cool. And then they sent me a recording to it, and I got access to this network marketing pro, like personal development, like bookstore almost. But it's all videos, and you can just watch all these seminars and learn stuff from there. And there's over like 200 seminars in there for you to watch the whole year round. So it was pretty cool to get that stuff. I started poking my head around in it today. Like I said, I spend most of my day at work wishing I was not there. Anyway, let me get to the meat of this, because this thing, we could chat about that stuff later, but I would love to share that with y'all. Just my login info, so you could check that out. No sense in keeping that to myself. I want to start with, like, he talked about like 7 skills that you need to build so that you can build your team, and he shared how to tell your story. Like, that's my favorite part, is how to tell your story, because I never know what to say and if I should say this or if I should not say this, what part to focus on. Like, he really went into a lot of detail talking about that stuff. It was really, really cool. So I'm going to start with just the 7 fundamental skills that he talked about: finding prospects, inviting, presenting, promoting events, following up, closing, and getting people started right. I didn't cover all of them in here because, first of all, he didn't go into depth in the closing and promoting event. Like, he spent so much time on the important one, which is presenting, that he kind of ran out of time on the other stuff. And it was a 5-hour thing, guys. So that just tells you how important presenting and telling your story is. Like, we spent almost an hour on telling your story. So he recommended you set yourself a budget for personal development for the year, and just never stop building your mind muscle. And girls, we know that. We know how important that is. Just one day without personal development can make a difference. I went to bed last night and I was scrolling through the feed, and I'm going to just stop doing that because I saw something about, like, in the news about some kid that got killed by his mom or something crazy. It was horrific. And I was like, I'm not going to read it, but I kind of scrolled past it and I went back to it and I scrolled past it again. I was like, no, I don't want that. And sure enough, this morning's personal development was geared towards that. So it just shows how important it is. So presenting the opportunity. I always feel like this is a tricky subject, but it's really not. He made it very simple. He said to just try this, to talk about entrepreneurship before your product. So instead of telling people, oh, this is what I'm using, this is what I'm doing, or just kind of weave it into your conversation. Hey, have you ever thought about starting your own business? And then ask them. Most people say yes. And just ask them, why haven't you done it? Like, this is common sense stuff, but I never know to say that. It doesn't come to me. And he emphasized that it's okay to tell people to be prepared to work their ass off. It's not okay to tell them it's going to be easy. When we're presenting the opportunity and we're telling people that it's easy, I mean, there's simple steps, but it's definitely not easy. And when we tell people that it's easy and then they come into it with us and then they realize it's not easy, that's when they quit. That's when they're like, I thought you said this was easy. So we have to be sure that when we're sharing the opportunity out there, that we have to let them know that it's going to take some work. They're going to have to work their ass off to get it. And it's okay to say that to them because it's the truth. Like, if you come with people, tell them the raw truth, they're going to trust you more than telling them all this, making it look real good. And then when they get there, like, this is not what I expected. And, you know, if you tell them up front it's going to be work, then they're going to expect it to be work. And, you know, that'll be part of their decision, part of when they make their decision in the beginning. And just let them know there's no guarantee. I heard a quote the other day. Results aren't typical, but neither are we. So if you want typical results, you're going to get what most people are doing. And most people are sitting on their ass, being told what to do and being told, you know, when to do it and to show up on time and getting reprimanded for not doing any of those things. So if you want typical, that's what you're going to get. So you got to make sure you have a game plan. You got to start thinking like an entrepreneur. Most people, and I see this every day as a teacher, I see this every freaking day. We train people to think like an employee. My kids cannot go to the bathroom without permission, and I hate that. I hate that I have to teach them how to be an employee and not how to be their own boss. And we want that. We want employees. We want employee factories. Schools are now employee factories. They constantly look for direction. I still struggle with that, constantly looking for direction, and we have to start thinking for ourselves and start just moving and doing. Employees are told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. There are very specific rules, how to follow it, like manuals for them to follow. And they show up, they're like human robots, you know. And it's crazy if you start to leave that employee mindset behind and start strategizing and start building these skills. Definitely going to help you. You have to create a game plan. We're definitely taught, like, from a small age to avoid pain. Like, the consequences for my 2 or 3-year-old are, don't do that, you're going to get a spanking. Instead of telling them, you know, we're teaching them to avoid pain and not seek pleasure, you know, instead of offering a reward, because it's easier that way. It's easier for me to just pow, pow, you're done. But that's something that we're training them from a young age. We're teaching them to avoid pain and not seek pleasure. And that's kind of a result of why we are afraid and fearful of trying new things. So here's my call to action to you, is to think of a foundation rank. He did this in our seminar, and I decided what mine was, but yours could be different. A foundation rank is something that has a semi-permanence to it, that you feel that you can obtain in 30 to 60 days, and it kind of sets you up to where you're like, okay, I'm okay here. You know, I'm not at risk of falling lower. I have a good income here. This is kind of a good spot. It's not where I want to settle, but it's safe. So that's your foundation rank, and talk about that with your team. Set one for yourself, set one for your team. Talk to your to your new coaches, to your new team members about that foundation rank. And
it's kind of hard though. Like, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
It's kind of hard to, like, you know, okay, in 30 days, I want to see myself as a 1-star diamond. But that's impossible to reach if my team, you know, if not even say my team, our teams aren't here. Like, we're the 3 coaches of our team, and we're the only people on this call. You know what I'm saying? We're doing this for them, so we're getting more knowledge. Like, thank you for putting this call together, but we're getting more knowledge, and they're just like, I know everybody's busy, but hey, you know, like, if people show Letty the respect, okay, I can't make it because of X amount of reason, or I can't make it because of that. Like, we should receive the same type of respect, you know. And it's, if you don't move forward, I don't move forward, and it seems like people don't understand that.
Yeah. And you know what? To be honest, I've been that shitty coach. I was that shitty coach who wouldn't hop on the calls for Letty, and you have to meet people where they are. And I'm going to talk about it. He talked about it a little bit later. And I'm going to hit it too about how when you start recruiting, when you start presenting the opportunity, you're going to set those standards, and you're going to look for people who are like you and who have that same work ethic, that have those same principles. Like, you're right. Your team has to show up if they want it. And something that Ashley said last night that really stuck, 90% of the coaches you have today won't be there a year from now. They won't be there because it has to be in them. It has to be that fire in them. And to be on, and I'm going to hit another thing that he talked about is getting, and how to get people over that line, how to get them to respond and to reciprocate. And for me, I feel sometimes like my team doesn't show up because I was that shitty coach, and I'm gonna touch that too in a minute. So like there's energy, and that energy, it gets paid forward for a while, and as long as you keep serving people, it'll come back. And the people that you sign later, the people that stick around and that actually start showing up and take it serious and really want it, and it's going to take time. Like, we're new coaches essentially. Like, I've been doing it forever, but I wasn't doing it forever, and you're just starting out, and it's going to take time. And you know, your coaches right now won't show up, but if you have to lead from the front, you have to keep leading from the front and recruit. And I'm going to definitely hit how he says to present the opportunity. Definitely. Do you have a comment, Steph?
No.
Okay, cool. So that's a good point, Shirley. But something else that he says is, if you want to see a change, you have to be the change you want to see. And you have to respect that, and just let them know and meet them where they are and love on them where they are and keep moving on. You never know. Letty never stopped messaging me, and, you know, there was a point that she was going to quit on me. I felt like she was going to quit on me, and that was actually the week that I had decided I'm coming back, and I did. I came back full throttle, hit Success Club 10 that month, and that came out of nowhere. And it was crazy. It was amazing. But she never gave up on me. Like, a whole year, 9 months pregnant, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm done. So you just have to be patient and know that if you're doing the right things, and if you keep showing up, and you keep showing up in their notifications and showing up in their threads, like, unless they click unfollow and unfriend and completely quit you, then don't give up on them. It's tough, I know. But I've been on the other side of that, so I can kind of share there. So back to his call to action. This is something that you can help, like, get one-on-one. I don't know if you've ever done your, like, one-on-one getting started right call with your coaches. That might help, like, kind of create a bond there.
I think that's something good. We talked about that on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. Have you done that? Like, do a one-on-one?
I haven't. I think I want to record myself like how Letty does.
You should. Yeah, maybe. I actually have only done a one-on-one with my new coach. Well, because I knew her very closely, and then actually with her sponsored coach, Nunes. I don't know if she's on, but I think it helps build, like, that bond and loyalty. Like, I don't know if you have their phone number, text them, call them on Messenger, set up a time. I think that might help. Like, they'll feel like, okay, I'm tied to her, so I better, you know. Is Via Pando yours?
Yes.
Okay. All right. She posts pretty well.
She posts, but she does not do the vital behaviors, and I don't know why. And I call her, and I know she sees I'm calling her. Like, she just lost a coach, And I know it hurts her when she loses a coach. Like, she gets really emotional about it. But I'm like, dude, you got to keep recruiting, you know? I'm like, I know her problem is she says she doesn't want to seem fake. She's like, I'm selling something. I said, but you're really not, though. I'm like, I said, you got to think, I said, you got to listen to all these comments. And she's super busy. She has a lot of stuff going on. She has a special needs child as well. So I understand that. So my thing is, like, I'm telling her, like, look, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, listen to the replays. I try to post as much replays as I can on our team page. You know, I try to give, like, this was my first month where I did the, you know, like, where you at for the
Me,
what's that mean?
siempre me dejan sola ustedes.
No, it's Alina. You want can you hear us?
Can you mute? Can you, let me see how that scared me.
I don't know how to mute.
I'm looking for mute on mine.
Presenter does.
Yeah, she just needs I think she needs a lot of push and a lot of help, and I'm trying to, but I don't want to seem too pushy. And then
I totally muted you.
it's okay.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I just don't want to totally grab her hand and run. You know, I want her to run with me. I don't want to do it for her. You know what I'm saying?
Have you gotten real with her like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then you've done all you can. I mean, to be honest, to me, now it's just on her. And the same way we create value for our followers, I would find a way to create value for her too. You know, do, you know, things to maybe help her free her time management skills, you know, little posts, send her private messages, hey, of support and encouragement. I know that's tough, and it may not be your style, but it might be how she learns. I don't know her personally, but ask her, hey, when you're slipping, when you're feeling like you're falling backwards, how do you want me to respond to you? Have you done that?
Not like that, no.
Yeah, tell her, like, that's one of the questions that I know is on my interview. When things are going bad for you, do you want me to reach out to you, or you want me to leave you alone and let you figure it out? Do you want to be your cheerleader? Like, what do you need me to do? Because I want you to succeed. I want to make sure that you're going to get it. And depending on what she tells you, then you can deliver it. Like, the same way you tell your challengers, I don't want you to waste your money. Same thing, tell her, I don't want you to waste your money. You wanted to be a coach. There is an opportunity here. Yes, it's going to be hard work, and you're going to have to work 10 times harder than everybody else because you're busy full time. But if you really want it, I want to help you. How can I help you when you are disappearing on me? Like, what can I do? So that might help. I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to this because it's really long, and this is not this is a free Zoom. I don't pay for the I don't pay for the Zoom, so I'm gonna zip through these next slides real quick. Unless we can start a second one, right?
Yeah, I think one of us can start a second one.
I can start them back to back, can't they? They're not.
I don't know. I just know it cuts off after, like, what, 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, we'll try it. So here's a step he did. So he did like he reached out to somebody, and he's like, okay, you've found your foundation rank for, you know, let's pretend it's 3-star diamond. That's where you're comfortable. Okay, 3-star diamond. And I want you to think of that. It can be achieved in 30 to 60 days if you really set your mind to it. And you're going to go to stick.com. It's an accountability website. And I want you to think of a number. Shirley, give me a number, Shirley. I'm pick on you because you're not muted. A number that you're comfortable, that you know you could come up with at the end of those 60 days. If you feel like that's what you should deserve when you hit that 60-day mark. Like, what's the number?
I don't understand. What is the number related to?
Money.
Oh, money. I have no idea. I don't really even check my paychecks like that, so I don't know.
Well, just think, ballpark. If you were 3-star diamond, how much money do you think you should be earning as 3-star diamond?
I would say about $600 a week.
Okay. So 600 a week. So 600 a week times 4, $2,400 in 1 month. Let's just round. So $2,400. You're going to go to stick.com and you're going to give them your credit card information. And they're going to hold you to reaching your goal, $2,400. And if by the end of those 60 days you haven't reached it, they're going to take your money. That would make you move, right?
That would drive me insane. Oh my God.
But right, that would hurt you. That would light a fire under your ass to get it done and be like, okay, I'm going to hit that goal. No matter what, I'm not giving anybody $2,400. Now, I want you to think of somebody or something, a group or something that you absolutely hate. Like hate, hate, hate.
Wow. I don't know.
Who's got one that they hate? Who's on? Unmute yourself and let me know. Who do you hate, hate, hate?
A group?
Huh?
You said a group or a person?
A group or a person. Like,
I don't have hate in my body.
Girl, bye.
Here's the example that the guy gave. That
everybody go to Summit. I'm not going.
Here's a guy. He gave the example of ISIS. Okay, that was a good. I would have never. I was like, I don't know who. So that $2,400, after they take it from your credit card because you didn't hit your goal, they're gonna give it to ISIS.
Oh hell no.
Hello. So the whole point of this is to create short-term consequences for not meeting your goal, for not meeting your foundation rank. Teach your coaches to do that same thing. Maybe that'll light a fire under there. But look, and we do that with our challenge groups. The same thing. Set short-term consequences. I didn't meet this goal. Put some money in a jar. I didn't work out today. Put some money in a jar. I didn't work out today. I don't get that piece of cake on the weekend. There's short-term consequences. It has to be something that you love, that it's going to be like, man, I really don't want to lose that. It has to be something that you really like and that you can resonate with. Something that a guy did was he slept on the floor until he hit his goal. Get uncomfortable and do whatever it takes to hit your goal. Going on to stick.com and giving them my credit card information makes me really freaking uncomfortable. I don't want to do that because if they take that money, I'm out $24,000, $2,400, and I need that money. So it's going to drive me to get it done. So that's his whole point, is to get in there and make sure that you're setting up short-term consequences and reflecting, think about your work. And think about how much you would pay somebody to do what you did today. Like everything you did. If you said you're working the business, that you're doing everything you can, how much would you pay somebody to do what you did today?
I don't even know. I didn't even take a break yet today. It's my break.
So, but that's the thing. That's where you're going to see. You're going to be reflecting. How much would you pay somebody to do the work you did today? I think I'd pay somebody $50 to do what I've done this whole month. Like, I feel like I need to be pushing more. So that's definitely his call to action. Set up some consequences, some accountability for yourself, some accountability for your team. Teach them to set themselves accountable. Like, there has to be a way. Hey, I just noticed I don't have a power button on my computer. That's totally weird. Okay, I got a new computer, so I'm freaking out. You learn something when you can't forget it. He emphasized and just kind of beat on this for you to immerse yourself on learning. Like, listen to everything you can. Listen to the same recording until you can recite it yourself. Like, delve into it and just submerge yourself in learning. Find people who are like you, who are hungry, who have a work ethic. Like, when we're looking for people, because you have your list of prospects, you have the people who comment on your stuff, but you're watching people too. You're watching people who you're like, she's an awesome person. I want her to be my coach. And I have a girl that I've reached out to 3 times, and she's like, nope.
Yeah.
but because they're watching you back. They won't admit it, but they're watching you back. And they're just waiting to see if it's for real the same way. And it can take 2, 3. He mentioned a lady that was best friends to this guy that he went up there a little bit later. This guy's a freaking millionaire. And he's like, I waited 18 years for my best friend to join. I would present the opportunity to her. And she was a great person, had everything that I wanted, work ethic, blah, blah, blah. She just wasn't ready. 18 years. Could you imagine waiting 18 years and now she's a top coach? Like, that's insane. So don't wait to catch a break. There's people that are looking for the opportunity just like we were and not looking to catch a break. And you just need to keep looking and finding those people who are like you, create value in their lives, and just keep giving to them and go without an agenda. Always talk to them without an agenda. Be genuine, and it's hard not to because they'd be an awesome coach, but just go to and approach them without an agenda and just be their friend. You're the biggest variable. Be a good student. You have to be a good student in order to be a good teacher. And of course, you have to have a servant's heart. You have to be able to be delivering something for them to want to be part of your life. Lead by example, treating it like a business. And we're showing up, we're doing that. So we just need to keep doing that. If you're not treating it like a business, then it's going to be a hobby. And maybe you should decide this is just my hobby. And that's fine. That's a personal choice. But you need to decide if you're going to treat it like a business and you want it to make money for you like a business, you have to show up every day. You have to treat it like a business. So the skills that he talked about, here they are. Finding prospects. Make sure that we're connecting with others. We hear this all the time with Beachbody. Add 3 people a day. Reach out to 3 people a day. Connect some kind of way with at least 2 people on your list. He said to empty your mind on paper, and this is with your warm market. Just write everybody that's on your warm market on a piece of paper, and that's your starting list. And you might have already gone through that warm market, and he talked about how to revisit them and still present the opportunity without representing the opportunity, and how to be respectful in doing that. So it's super cool. So reconnect with those people on your list. Talk to them. And this is something that really hit me and really kind of like it. What? Why are you staring at me? Sorry, he's just staring at me. What? Something that resonated with me is like, if you have been a giver all your life, like you've always been that person who's like, oh, I'll do you that favor. I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. You're going to be rewarded because people are going to want to repay that favor to you. If you've been a taker or you haven't ever been a giver, you just kind of did shit on your own, you're going to be punished for a little bit. And that's me. Like I am being punished because I was never that giver. I was always like, I isolated myself. I never did for anybody. I was always like, what do you want? But if you stick to it and you become a servant, it's going to come, but it's going to take you longer. You're going to get punished a little bit for it. And I thought that was so true. So if you've been a giver and you've been somebody who's been good to people, you're going to be rewarded. It's going to happen. And just start talking to people without an agenda. Just say, hey, what's up? Let's see. Inviting. He set us up on a 30-day challenge. Oh, no, I don't want. Stay with free. Inviting. So there's a 30-day challenge, and he said send 50 texts by Sunday. Ours was Tuesday because it was a Saturday event. But so I'm going to challenge you guys, send 50 text messages by Sunday, and just to talk to people. Just no agenda. Just say, hey, I'd like to get together and have coffee with you, or whatever you want to say. But just say hi. Look at that face.
I don't know 50 people here. I can't have coffee with anybody.
I got like maybe 40 people in my contacts list, and you guys are included.
Girl, I had 20, and nobody's in this area. So Skype is a way to have coffee with your people. I'd love to get together with you. But that's your challenge, because when you're getting together, and people are not going to say yes. That's your biggest fear, is that people are going to tell you yes. That's my biggest fear, that somebody's going to tell me yes. So, but just send them. This is going to get that practice mode out there. This is going to get that ball rolling. Just, hey, I want to get together and have coffee with you. It's going to freak people the shit out. They're gonna be like, she wants to meet me? What do you want to sell me? So anyway, but you just tell nothing. I just want to get to know you better. I genuinely want to be your friend. So 50 text challenge. So presenting face-to-face, Skype, or Zoom call, any way you want. But this is the best part. This is the meat. And I hate that we've got like 8 minutes. So how to tell your story. So you have to start with the background, where you came from. Let me flip to my notes because I want to make sure I tell you right. So your background, where you came from, like what you did. Maybe you were a teacher, a nurse, or military, and you're just going to tell real quick where you're a little bit about your background. You're going to tell about what you didn't like about it. You know, I didn't get paid as a teacher. I don't get paid much. I bust my ass. I put my work into it, my heart and soul into these lesson plans, and the kids are like, meh. You know, sometimes I have to pay for my own stuff. Like that pisses me off. I know the school has money, but I have to come up with stuff to buy materials, you know, and the school knows that I'll do it because my kids need it. So I hate that. There's more effort and extra time than that really goes into it than people realize. So I'm very limited on how much I can earn, no matter how hard I work, no matter how many kids pass that damn STAR test. I don't get paid more. 90% of my students pass the STAR test. I don't get a raise. It's highly political. You have to sometimes pass the administrator's son, even though he's a little shit. So it's tough. Like it sucks. So my solution is I found something that created a way. That's your solution. I found something that created a way to live the life I want and have more freedom. You don't talk about your product here. In your solution, you don't talk about your product. You just tell them, hey, this is what it's going to do for me. And your solution is what it's going to do for you. It's going to create more freedom for you. And the fourth part of your story is how you feel about your future. Now I get up and I'm optimistic and I want to learn more, and I'm going to use the skills that I learned as a teacher and a nurse to help others live healthier lives, you know. So that's how you tell your story. You start with your background, a little bit there, you know, condense it into like 2 minutes and tell about your background, what you didn't like about it next, and emphasize the what you didn't like about it. He really wants you to know that this is the most important part of the story. It makes people care about your pain. It makes people care about you. It makes them connect. They can connect with a struggle. They can't really connect with your background most times. You know, they may have something similar, but unless they worked in the exact same place or same job as you, that's going to limit you. But they can relate to your pain. They can relate to your struggle. When you're presenting just 3 and 4, your solution and this is how we do it all the time. And I've been doing it forever, and I didn't realize it, but I would just present my solution. Hey, I'm a Beachbody coach and it's going to do this for me. And I wouldn't talk about my background and I wouldn't talk about my pain. And when you just talk about those last 2, your solution and how you feel about your future, people are like, well, good for you. I'm not interested. And they'll listen to you, but it's when you make that connection and let them feel your pain and let them connect. Hey, I've been there too, being raw and authentic and, you know, making them feel emotion. That's when they're going to be like, okay, so spend more time telling part 2. Being vulnerable is the best way to deal with friends and family. So you're going to treat them with respect. And let me find that one. You're going to make sure that you're not putting the pressure on them. Your warm market is this group right here. This is how you're going to represent this stuff to your warm market. You're going to treat them with respect. Hey, you know what? I know we talked about this before, and I'm sorry if I was really pushy. I was so excited about whatever I was doing, and I really didn't want to push this on you. I'm sorry about that. I'm still doing it. I'm still working at it. And so here's the support part. You're asking them to support you. I know when I presented this to you a couple months back, I was really pushy, but I'm still working on it, and I want to get better at it. Can you help me? Do you mind if I tell you my story? Can I tell you my story? Here's the practice. Can I tell you my story? I promise I'm not trying to get you on. I promise I just want to practice. Can I practice? And then you go through and you tell them your story. And then you're like, okay, what did you think about it? You go through your spiel, you tell them your story. Okay. And then you tell them, hey, can I show you this video? Then you show them your little video or your coaching opportunity video. And then you're like, you go through the steps. If you've read GoPro, you go through the steps and you're like, what did you think? What did you like best about it? And they're going to be looking at you like, are you selling it to me? Tell me, no. I have to ask you, what did you like best? And they'll tell you, oh, well, I like this, this, and this. And then they're going to start to think, oh, can you play that again? So you're presenting it to them without them feeling the pressure, because they're just wanting to support you. And most of the time, your family has never heard your story. They don't know, because we've got our walls all the way up that most of the time, even your family, even your husband may not know your story, your why. And this is a great way to tell them without it feeling pressured. What, Aubrey? You're very pretty. Thank you. So tell them, it would mean a lot to me. Can I practice on you? It would mean the world to me. Just be my customer for 30 or 60 days. I'd like to get your testimonial. Just try it out 30 or 60 days. And after you've shared your story, they're going to be more inclined to like, okay, 30 days. I'll do it for 30 days, and they're going to feel what you're going through. Follow-ups, 4 to 6 exposures to join, collect friends over the years. It takes time. So have a lot of different friends at different levels of exposure. Here's the getting started right. And this is supposed to be a grid. I don't know why that moved. So you have to get people over this line. This is the line of, if they're on this side, it's easier to quit. We have to get them over here. And these are the things that are going to make it harder for them to quit. They either have to have a really good experience with the product as a customer. Or if they're a distributor, they have to get a customer, or they have to get someone else who is a distributor, like get a coach under them. Going to a live event is big. Even if you have to pay that extra $10, $15, find a way to get your coaches to a live event. If they go, they're going to last even 30 days, 60 days, 90 days longer, depending on how big the event was. Get them, find a way to get them to at least get a check. They're going to be like, okay, this is real. I got paid for doing nothing, a rank advancement. Get them to proclaim it on Facebook that they are, or whatever they're using, that they are doing this. Like, that holds them accountable. People are going to be like, hey, I thought you were selling Advocare. So it makes them accountable. Like, get them over that line to make it harder for them to quit. Gosh, less than a minute. It's going to kick us out. Get addicted to growth, create a game plan, set a goal, overcome their objections, whatever reasons I don't have a babysitter, bring them with you. I don't have money to go. I paid for your ticket and you can carpool with me. You can room with